What's good, everybody, man? It's your boy Manny, and just kind of want to get on here and just talk about what happened yesterday. Day one was crazy. Lots of news to get into, man. But even right now, as we speak, the New England Patriots continue to make moves. They just went on and signed Hunter Henry. So they got two tight ends that are getting at least what is it like 12.5 million dollars each. I don't know why my hat always does this. All right, I think we're good. Yeah, we good. So yeah, man, Hunter Henry just signed that deal with the New England Patriots. Hey, what up, brother? What's good, man? Hey, I'm gonna talk about Ryan Fitzpatrick in a minute, but man, it's so much news to talk about. But I'm kind of glad that I started the free agency thread on Twitter, and I was able to kind of like streamline everything down. So when you look at it, New England had one of the most unique situations because they don't have a quarterback. They went and got Cam Newton, and then now it's like, okay, Cam in year two of the system. Let's go ahead and add some weapons. So they added Jonnu Smith. Jonnu Smith was a guy that I wanted on the football team, and we weren't able to get him. We weren't able to get him, so I'm pissed off about that. And then this morning, I'm driving to work, and I see the news for Hunter Henry. So now you got Jonnu Smith, Hunter Henry. They also signed Kendrick Bourne, I think that's his name. Solid wide receiver up and coming from San Francisco. Then they went on and signed Nelson Aguilar. He was the guy that I put up a post on Twitter, and I have a lot of Washington fans on my Twitter, obviously. So I was asking them, I was saying, hey, Nelson Aguilar, what do you guys think? And everybody was going crazy. I think like 60% said no to Aguilar. A few were like, they didn't know what to think. But Aguilar, man, he's a field stretcher. He's going to produce. And he's very, very solid. So with that being said, New England was just out here spending money. They were able to get some defensive ends. They were able to get some linebackers. They were able to get a big time defensive tackle from Miami. So not only do you better yourself, you make Miami worse. Then one of the biggest moves the Patriots made was signing Matt Judon, up and coming pass rusher. I think he's going to blow up this season. They got to take him away from the Ravens. So not only are you making the Ravens worse, you're also making yourself better. So I mean, these moves were crazy. Ravens then said, "Okay, Matt Judon, you want to leave? We'll go ahead and pick up Yannick Ngakoue. Yannick Ngakoue, excellent pass rusher. Oh, excuse me, guys. I said Ngakoue to the Ravens. No, no, Ngakoue to the Raiders. So the Raiders needed pass rushing very, 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 very badly. So they had to get somebody. Giants went on and picked up a RB2, Devontae Booker. But what that means is that they're not going to be able to re-sign a guy like Wayne Gallman. So many moves. And then with being a football team fan, there was lots of talks about Brandon Sheriff. Should the football team, sign him long term? They try to get a deal done. They couldn't get a deal done. I think that Brandon Sheriff wants out of DC. That's just my opinion. But then you see a guy like Joe Thuney, who was also franchised last year. The Patriots did not franchise him this year because obviously they had a plan. I mean, had they paid Thuney the money that he wanted, even though they had the money, they would not be able to make the moves that they're making now. So you're losing a very good guard, but then you're adding two tight ends. Obviously, Hunter Henry is a way better blocker than your boy, Jonnu Smith. But so Joe Thuney was able to sign with Kansas City Chiefs. People are saying, Kansas City Chiefs have no money. How are they going to be able to get this thing done? All the Kansas City Chiefs did was they redid Kelsey's money. They redid Mahomes' money. And also, I think it was Chandler Jones. So they were able to redo these three big, gigantic deals. And then they were able to sign Joe Thuney to I think 5-year, $83 million, I believe. The contract was pretty big. It was 5-year, $80 million. So that's the baseline of what Brandon Sheriff is going to get. It's going to be at least $60 million. Patriots are cleaning up. I didn't want Hunter Henry. Yeah, man. Patriots, man. I mean, they're killing it. They're killing it right now. I mean, they got all the money. You have a great organization. You have a great coach, great culture. So people are naturally going to want to go and play for Bill Belichick. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, they got money. So it's obviously something that New England never really does is pay people, but they're paying people this year. And remember, they took on that deal to bring back that big offensive tackle. I think it's Trent Brown. They took on that deal to bring Trent Brown back from the Vegas Raiders. So that's a pretty big deal right there. But like I was saying, the Brandon Sheriff deal, the baseline is going to be at least $16 million. He's going to want to be the highest paid guard. And because you franchise tagged him 2 times and now he's getting paid $18 million for this season, you would think he'll want like anywhere between $16 to $17 million a year. He'll probably want 16.5. So it'll be interesting to see if they get a long-term deal done by July. If not, I think Brandon Sheriff is gone. But honestly, I don't think the Sheriff wanted to come back. The Texans made some little bitty deals here and there. Nothing too fantastic. I'm going to get to the Washington news in a minute. I think this news happened like one of the very last moves of the night. So I'm going to talk about the Ryan Fitzpatrick deal. I'm going to give my thoughts on that. But let me hit up some of these other deals. Look, Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay has won this free agency, and they've not even really scratched the surface. I mean, they re-signed their own guys. Free agency starts in about a few hours, like officially starts in a few hours. So even with the legal tampering, Tampa Bay has already won. They was able to bring back Shaq Barrett. Shaq Barrett, man, unbelievable guy, undrafted guy, played behind Von Miller in Denver, got to go to Tampa Bay for $5 million, right? He signs that deal. He blows up, leads the league in sacks. He gets franchise tagged, and now he finally gets paid. Let me see if I have the details of his money. I believe he got about $17 million a year, something like that. I don't have the numbers right in front of me right now. 49ers, they're making small deals, small signings here and there because of their money situation. They were able to sign Samson Ebukam to a 2-year, $12 million deal. I think that's a steal. $6 million for this pass rusher, outside linebacker. He's pretty solid. Corey Davis. Corey Davis is a guy that I wanted for my football team, but obviously he went to the Jets on a 3-year deal, $37.5 million. People are saying, well, why would Corey Davis choose the Jets over Washington? Well, money talks. You know what I'm saying? Ron Rivera was willing to pay. I mean, if Ron Rivera was willing to pay Corey Davis this kind of money, then, you know, he would have come to DC. Now, obviously, Kenny Golladay is still out there. So obviously, he's going to swing at Kenny Golladay before he goes after a Corey Davis. So I don't really know what's going on with Kenny Golladay right now, but I think that news is going to drop sometime today. But when you look at Corey Davis' deal, this is what I like. So 3-year deal for $37.5 million, right? 27 of that is guaranteed. So what does that mean? That third year, he becomes expendable. So if you're going to sign a guy like Terry, I mean, if you're going to sign a wide receiver, you want to give him a $3 million, a 3-year deal, because what happens is Terry McLaurin gets paid, right, in 2 years. So after this season and next, Terry's due his money. So if you sign a receiver that mirrors Terry McLaurin's deal, then you're able to sign Terry McLaurin and then cut a guy. So it'll be interesting. I don't think the football team goes after Kenny Golladay, but if they do, it'll be smart to do a 3-year deal. If not a 3-year deal, then maybe a 4-year deal, and that 4th year becomes expendable. What you can do is you might be able to tag Terry McLaurin in year 3, but that'll be interesting. You know what I'm saying? Jameis Winston went to the Saints. We all saw that coming. Jets were able to sign pass rusher Carl Lawson from the Bengals. That was solid. The football team lost Kevin Pierre-Louis, and they also lost Ronald Darby. Ronald Darby got $30 million for 3 years from the Denver Broncos. My friend, he's a Denver Broncos fan. He called me. He was like, "Hey, man, what's going on? Is this guy good?" I'm like, "Look, Darby can play. Darby was our best corner, arguably, last season. But the thing with Darby is you have to make sure you have pass rush. If you don't have pass rush, then you might be in trouble. The Browns were able to snag John Johnson, the third up and coming safety, one of the best safeties available in this draft. Talked about Shaq Barrett earlier. I have the numbers for you guys. It was a 4-year, $72 million deal, $36 million guaranteed. That was big money for him. The Lions got to keep their up and coming star defensive end, pass rusher, Romeo Okwara, for a 3-year, $39 million deal. Yesterday was the day that the pass rushers got paid. Maybe today is the day that the wide receivers get paid. But yesterday was really about the pass rushers. Talked about Aguilar, talked about Jonnu Smith. I'm glad that Dalvin Tomlinson from the Giants is gone. He's out of the NFC East now. He went on to the Vikings. I'm excited about that. He's a very good defensive tackle. The Giants are trying to re-sign their other boy that I can't think of his name right now, but he was talking about he wanted anywhere between $20 to $25 million a year. I said, go Giants, go, make it happen. But now I'm going to get into what I really want to talk about, which is my football team signing Ryan Fitzpatrick, aka Ryan Fitzmagic. When you look at Ryan Fitzpatrick, you can debate that he throws a lot of interceptions, but one thing he's always going to do is he's going to play with heart. He's always going to give you a chance to win. He might lose you some games, but one thing about Ryan Fitzpatrick is that people love him. Wide receivers love him. You saw the year that Ryan Fitzpatrick was in, I think it was Tampa Bay, and Deshaun Jackson was, he's getting older, and Deshaun Jackson got the ball out. When they made Fitztragic, when they made that move and switched off from Fitzpatrick to Jameis Winston, if you look at Deshaun Jackson's numbers, it went down. I think that very next year, Deshaun Jackson left Tampa Bay because they went away from Ryan Fitzpatrick. Now, what does that mean? That means that, look, you might not like him, you might like him. I like Ryan Fitzpatrick. I think out of all the options that were out there, he was the best option available. Now, one thing that Ryan Fitzpatrick is going to do is he's going to put his body, he's going to dive for first downs. He's going to give you some magical plays with the defense that Washington has. All Ryan Fitzpatrick has to do is just do enough. We're not bringing him here to do some of the things that he was doing elsewhere, meaning carrying teams. If you look at Ryan Fitzpatrick, even the year he had with the Jets, he was able to revive careers. He was able to revive a lot of careers. Trust the process. He says, I believe we're going 11-6. Oh, yeah, we do have that 17-game season coming. Yeah, I believe that we're going to do very, very well this year. I think 10 wins is definitely doable. I think we win the division. I think that Ryan Fitzpatrick is the second best quarterback in the NFC East. No offense to Daniel Jones, no offense to Jalen Hurts. They just don't have the experience that Fitzpatrick has. And if Fitzpatrick does not play well, guess what? Taylor Heinicke comes in. What this allows the football team to do is you can draft a quarterback, which I don't think we do this year. I think next year is the year they go all out for a quarterback. They tried. They tried to trade for Stafford. That didn't happen. I'm pretty sure they've made calls for the big guys, Russell Wilson's and Watson's. That's probably not going to happen. There's a possibility that Aaron Rodgers becomes available next year. So there's a lot of things can happen between now and next year. But I think 1-year deal, $10 million, that's nothing. And like I said, Terry McLaurin is going to be playing with the best quarterback that he's ever played with. I know it's not saying a lot. It's not saying a lot. The Case Keenums of the world and all these different quarterbacks that Terry McLaurin has had. I think personally that Ryan Fitzpatrick is the best that he's had. And I also think that if the football team can add a guy like Will Fuller, or if they can add a guy like, let's say, who's that other speedy burner that I like? T.Y. Hilton. If you add a T.Y. Hilton and Will Fuller with this offense, Terry McLaurin, Antonio Gibson, Logan Thomas, the offense can definitely be interesting. It can definitely be interesting. Defense is going to be good. Defense is going to ball out. But it's all going to be all about what does Ryan Fitzpatrick do? What does he do best? What does he do best? He slings that thing. He is going to sling the ball. He's going to sling the ball. He's going to make things interesting. I just hope that it's more positive than negative. Like I said, it could have been worse. We could have traded a second-round pick for Sam Darnold. And when you look at Fitzpatrick's numbers and Sam Darnold's numbers, Fitzpatrick has better numbers. You look at the interception numbers and they're kind of scary, but I think this is one of the best defenses that Fitzpatrick has ever had. He's been in Tennessee with a good defense. He's been in Buffalo with a good defense, but he's never been with a defense like this, quite like this. Let me see this. So if we draft a quarterback in the second or third, Kellen Mond is the kid or the kid from Georgia. Things will make more sense. Yes, I do like Kellen Mond and I do like Newman. Can't think of his first name right now. Both are very good prospects, and I think that both guys will be available in the fourth round. But I do believe that Kellen Mond's stock is going up after that Senior Bowl, and people are talking about Kellen Mond being a late second rounder, early third. So I don't mind spending one of the third round picks for Kellen Mond if the team believes that this is a guy that they can mold to become a franchise quarterback. I have no problems with that. Absolutely no problems with that. So it's going to be interesting, man. But I think that Ryan Fitzpatrick does enough this year to help us win some games. I do see us winning 10 games. I do see us being competitive, especially when you play a team like Dallas. You need a quarterback like a Fitzpatrick. All I need is a guy that's going to throw the ball. Taylor Heineke showed that last year. Kyle Allen has showed some of that in spurts. It's all about getting the wide receiver two right now. So I'm excited, man, for the football team. I'm excited for free agency. Just wanted to kind of get on here, share my thoughts. I am going live on Wednesday. I got 5 guests coming on the show. And it's going to be fire. Some of the guests you guys know, some of the guests you guys don't know, but there's going to be a panel of 6 total guys, including myself. And it's going to be off the chain. Hey, be sure to subscribe. Be sure to share this with your friends. Got the merchandise store. I'll put that in the description. Appreciate the love. Y'all be safe, and I'm out.